Lots of new people to my channel and to my content think I'm a millionaire because I show all of this gear, and the first thing they wonder is how do you afford it? Or the first thing that comes to mind is that, oh, I'm never gonna be able to afford this one day. I am here to tell you some good and bad news. The bad news first, I don't own any of this gear. And the good news is that you don't even have to own that gear either if you wanna work in the industry. How does it work? The people who work in this industry are divided in 3 fields, but we're gonna focus on 2 first and then I'll explain the third. Operators and owners. Operators are the people that work filming commercials, filming movies, filming all kinds of content, and they use all the equipment to make that happen. These people bring the skill and the labor and the knowledge necessary to bring artistic ideas to life. And then the other side is the owners. The owners are the ones who have all the gear to provide for others to create. The owners are the rental houses, the people that own some gear and rent it out for these people to create. Think of it like a construction crew. If there's a crew of people that are tasked with creating a big building, are you expecting all the people that work on this project to own all the machinery to create a building, or is it the company's responsibility to bring the most skilled persons for the job and they provide them the tools necessary to complete the building or the task at hand? That's pretty much how the film industry works. Lots of people that just come out of film school or just come out or are trying to break into the industry have a route into starting to shoot more by buying a cinema camera and using that as their way in. You buy the camera, you buy the tripod, you buy the lenses, and now you're like $200,000 in debt, but you're shooting and people are hiring you to shoot because they know you have a camera and you can just bring that. Owners, or rental houses in this case, are just businesses that exclusively buy all the gear for the operators to work. These people have cameras, tripods, gripping equipment, lighting equipment, accessories, all kinds of things you need, everything that you need in order to go shoot, in order to give the DP what they need to create their vision. These people are insured. These people have people that repair the equipment, people that take care of the equipment. These people are exclusively there to provide you the best, well-maintained equipment for your company to make the building, to make the movie in this case. So for example, some owner-operators could own the camera, but if something goes wrong with the camera, these things happen all the time, you as the owner-operator are completely responsible for the cost of repairing and maintaining that camera. Whereas if you just rent it from a rental house, the rental house will take the camera in, repair it, and give you a replacement so you can keep shooting your movie, doing your production, and everything is still rolling without the roadblocks of your camera breaking down. Not to mention the cost that you would have to incur yourself if you don't know how to repair it or if you don't maintain it that well. There's also, of course, the outside of the industry tier where you own some equipment, but you don't own a lot of high-end equipment. Let's say you own a very high-end mirrorless camera, you own some professional lenses and some filters and some accessories. If you're working as a videographer, if you're working as, I don't know, behind the scenes or something adjacent to the industry, you are kind of expected to bring your own gear because that's what they're hiring you for. And of course, you will put it on your day rate, but it wouldn't be as massive as adding like a cinema camera package to the day rate. You'd still rent stuff depending on the project. Of course, your gear that you own wouldn't be necessarily the gear you'd have to use or the appropriate gear for every shoot, but you have something that covers, you know, a good range of the stuff you do. But then you get that big gig and you're like, oh, we're shooting this big event and we're gonna need to have a crew, and then you start, you know, that's when you bring in, okay, then we should rent this, that. There's different paths and everybody's on their own path to get what they're trying to achieve. Whether your path is to buy a camera and try to get jobs that way and then make that connection one day that leads you into one of your dream roles, good for you. If your path is also the one that is like making connections, showing up, you know, people liking you, showing people what you're capable of, and then landing your dream job, then that's great for you as well. One of the funny things is that there is no set path or nothing set in stone on how to get where you want to get. Everybody's story is different, you know. Decades ago, Steven Spielberg just walked in the back lot of Universal and sneaked into a set and asked for a job, and he got it, and he got where he is right now. You do that nowadays, you're gonna get permanently banned from every Universal property, so you really don't want to do that. One piece of advice that is certainly most important and the most key thing you have to remember when working as a freelancer is that people would rather hire somebody they like to work with than somebody that knows how to do everything. If your attitude is bad, but you're a know-it-all, you're gonna be a know-it-all by yourself with no money. If people like you, And you might not be the best, you might not be an expert at what you're doing, but you have the go-to attitude. Guarantee you're gonna get called back. I have a story about that that's a little, I'll summarize it because it's pretty long. I wanted to work as a podcast producer for the longest time. And I had never done that as, you know, formally, as a job title, let's say, before. But I got a call one day from a close friend, and he said, hey, they're looking for a podcast producer for this. Are you up for it? I'm like, yeah, sure, send it my way. And I got the call for an interview, and one of the questions they asked me was like, have you ever done this before? And I without hesitation said, no, I haven't, but I am 100% sure that I can do it, and I will do everything that I can to make it the best that I've done. And that honesty and that forwardness shows that you are confident on the job and you're landing on your 2 feet, versus if I'd answer something like, no, I've never done it, but you know, I think I can. It's something, you know, it's related to what I've done, and you show insecurity, you're not gonna get the position. Knowledge is not the only thing that you need. You need outward confidence in how you sell yourself, and you need inward confidence to know that if you're given the tools in your hand, you're gonna execute and you're gonna do it right. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.